wear this jacket from every video from now on. Okay? So, yeah, what's up, y'all boys? It's that boy Jay here on the mic, and we are here with another video, man. We are here with some Cyberpunk 2077 Nightwire episode 2, bruh. Nah, bro, let's get started. Let's get started, bro. No more talking. But they coming like that? With the heat? Alright. They coming with the heat, bro.
Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Night City Wire.
That's some very blue eyes.
Us at CD Projekt Red, where we talk about all things Cyberpunk 2077. In today's episode, we're going to be deep diving into life paths and showing you a brand new gameplay video, as well as having a chat to Philip.
Oh yeah, who are y'all picking?
Then we're going behind the scenes.
Sorry for pausing, but who are y'all picking? Street Kid, Corporate, or Nomad? I'm picking Street Kid first, then Nomad, then Corporate after.
And taking a look at how Refused to bringing the band Samurai to life. And then we're showing you another new gameplay video and having a chat to Pavel, our senior gameplay designer, about just some of the tools of destruction that will be at your disposal in Night City.
Ratchet and
Let's
Clank?
get started. Street Kid, Nomad, or Corpo? Which will you pick first?
Street Kid, you already know. You already know. Street Kid. CJ character backstory. Who y'all gonna pick? Oh, y'all signed with Street Kid.
Well, who do we have here?
Grew up in Haywood. The whole street was my family. Neighbors helped each other out. Thought nothing of it.
I'm pleased to see you have not forgotten your roots.
Born here, live here, die.
Damn.
Childhood memories.
You got the strap?
Buildings. Running away from badges. Iron tasted blood from a split lip.
Motherfucker.
Got everybody fighting
Street
for a slice of the
races?
street.
Get the fuck out of Vista.
If you keep getting jumped, you find some stronger choosers.
Do you want to spend the rest of your days?
Are these PS4 graphics? Or like current gen graphics or next gen graphics? Cause like this one look good. Like I'm pretty sure it's current gen, bro, but this one looks sexy. Sexy, bro. It looks very polished, bro.
Blasting scabs.
That delay was worth it,
will
bro.
become a legend overnight.
We have arrived. The major.
Cause technically we're supposed to been play this game already, bro. But
Come on.
alright, that Street Kid. That was pretty dope. I'm definitely picking that.
Let's see.
Now we got Nomad.
Racing my bobber for the first time through the hills. Oh, and first kiss in the middle of a synth
You can see
cornfield.
the city in the background.
We nomads choose who to make our family. That choice forges strong bonds and a higher duty that stands solid as an old oak.
Alright.
My family's in pieces. That's why I'm headed for Night City.
Makes you an outcast among outcasts.
Miss this, you know? Camaraderie.
I know. I saw it in your heart the first time we met.
That's your girl or something?
Know what I always liked about nomads? Your taste, no, hunger for freedom. Not easy to come by in Night City. Corp's got their grubby claws and everything.
Jeez. Blew his head off. Oh my gosh. Now we got Corpo.
I
Got
have those
Corpo.
reports you asked for.
They were supposed to be ready yesterday.
The world's going to tear us apart when the word gets around.
The world's never going to find out.
If I go down, you're going down with me. No!
What?
I'm not fucking joking.
She's
This
crazy.
isn't a request, V. But no way you're fucked, right? You're the one who fixes other people's shit.
Homie's throwing up gold, bro.
Working
That's how
our
you know they
side
rich.
counter-intel, you're always fucked.
Today, they got you to zero somebody. Tomorrow, they'll get somebody else to
Man,
zero
what is
you.
that?
What's the rules, Jack? Want to be top? Gotta have some skin in the game.
We got the cash, though. We got the cash.
Bro, Arasaka is. And you're the pendejo who keeps him there. Work for yourself, live for yourself.
I don't know. Corpo looking hard, bro. I don't know. Street Kid for sure, but Corpo is looking hard, bro. Honestly, dog. Corpo looking hard, but Street Kid is definitely gonna be our first option. But now I'm contemplating whether our second option is Corpo or Nomad. I don't know, bro. We'll find out, bro, when the time comes. November 19th, bro. But we're supposed to be playing it right
Philip,
now
it is so good
or
to
next
see you
month.
again. It's
That's
actually
crazy.
been a while since I've had a chance to interview you about Cyberpunk. So I think for today we'll start with a question that everybody wants to know. How does the path you pick affect your time in Night City?
It
Okay.
actually affects your time quite a lot throughout the whole game, but let's start at the beginning, because basically our game has 3 different starts depending on your life path. As an example, if you
I heard of
choose
that.
the Street Kid life path, you have lived most of your time in Night City. You know the streets, you know the gangs, you know the slang, you kind of know what's going on in the, let's say, lower life aspects of the city,
Yeah.
which can of course give you lots of good opportunities also later on in the game. But if
Also,
you
it
start as
affects
a nomad,
later in the
you
game.
actually used to be part of a nomad clan and a nomad family. Because nomads that roam the deserts around Night City, that we call the Badlands, actually value their family above anything. But for
Alright.
one reason or another, you actually left that family behind. And now the beginning of the game for you will actually be how to get into Night City and how to make a new life there. Then you
Okay.
can also choose to actually be a corpo and choose the corporate life path.
I can see like why some people would pick Nomad first, and how it would be cool, cause like, yo, you're living outside the city, and then you're coming into the city for the first time, into Night City for the first time, and it would just like be such a beautiful experience, like seeing all the things and all the new stuff that like you haven't seen. You feel me? While in like Street Kid, like you already know how it operates. You feel me? And there's really nothing in the desert, to be honest. So I see what, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
And that basically means that you're not at home in the streets of Night City or in the deserts of the Badlands,
Yeah,
but
you at
actually
the top.
inside the boardroom, because you rose the corporate ladder of the Arasaka Corporation.
You at the
which
top.
basically gives you the ability to sometimes, read between the lines, read people when they're trying to do business, which of course can give you many nice opportunities later on.
So this isn't just about the start of the game. Can you maybe help people understand how this translates into the gameplay?
Yeah, so the thing is, we make Cyberpunk a real RPG, and part of that is that you can play your character from the start to the end. And of course, we have these life paths affecting the beginning of the game, but we wanted to make it so you have your life path opportunities throughout the whole game until the game is over. And as an example, we do that by giving you additional options and dialogues. So I can give you one specific example. And this is a mission where you have to steal a flathead robot from the Maelstrom gang. Basically, those Maelstromers stole that flathead before from a corporate transport. And the owner of that corporate transport, Meredith Stout, wants you to do something else. And this is an optional objective. And even within that objective, we want to give you some options. So as an example, if you have a corporate life path, you basically know what Meredith Stout is really about. You can read between the lines, and you can get some additional options that maybe actually later enable you to do a completely different thing with the Maelstrom gang. And if you're a nomad, you know exactly some more details about how these Maelstromers would have even been able to steal a robot like that from Meredith Stout, who's part of the very powerful Militech Corporation. As a street
That's
kid,
dope.
we as an example don't give you a specific new dialogue option in that dialogue, because as a street kid, you do not have a lot of experience dealing with higher up people like Meredith Stout.
That's
But
dope.
we want to give you additional options that fit your life path very well.
I'm
so
liking
later when
this.
you actually talk to the Maelstrom gang, one member of the gang offers you some illegal substance, but as a street kid, you actually know what this is about. You can talk some shop with him, and that might actually make that character like you a little bit more.
Okay.
So Philip, I do have a couple of extra questions for you based on the video we just saw. And the first is about nomads. So the nomad life path, this starts in a place called the Badlands. Is this somewhere you get to visit even if you don't pick nomad to start with?
Pretty sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the thing is, Night City is surrounded by this huge landscape that we call the Badlands. And you can go there whenever you want. So as an example, if you actually do play the Nomad life path at the start and you are in the Badlands, you can even see Night City on the horizon.
Yeah,
and
I was just saying
we
that.
want to give you the option later in the game, if you want, you can just take your car and drive out of the city. You can go there whenever you want. Thing is, you might not want to, because the Badlands can be a pretty dangerous place at first, because time has not been very kind to the Badlands.
Okay.
There have been many wars in the past. There's global warming. So most people that do live out
Looks hot
there
as
don't
hell.
really have another choice about it, or are nomads that love this life and are all about it and are very battle-hardened. We, of course, also want
That's
to tell
pretty
their
cool.
stories, because we want to tell many, many different stories throughout the...
Bro, I like that, because it's like, even nowadays, it's like there's people, street kids, right? You got the street kids, like the people, like, lower income, you know, that's trying to reach the top. You got the nomads, the people that's outside of the city, that's kind of like on the outskirts of the city, you feel me? And like when they actually get to the city, it's like a whole different place and experience. You got the corporate, bro. You got the government, bro. You got the government, bro. That's dope, bro. That is cool, dog.
cyberpunk
man.
genre, which means that you will also find missions that lead you
That is
out in
cool.
the Badlands, or where you deal with the people living there.
So Philip, can you tell us a little bit more about the character, Padre? He's the guy we see
Padre?
giving his business card to Street Kid V in the video. Who is this man?
Yeah, so Padre is actually
Padre?
one of the fixers in Night City. And
Fixers?
fixers are people that work as intermediaries. So if someone who has a lot of money needs a problem solved, they go to a fixer. And a fixer then
Okay.
finds people who can solve that problem. And these people are people like you, the cyberpunks. Fixers are very territorial. So Padre specifically works from Haywood, which is where you as a street kid grew up in, so you already know him. You might have already seen another one of our fixers, who is called Dexter Deshawn, and
Oh,
he
so
works
he's
in a
a
different
fixer
part of the
also,
city.
okay.
So specifically Padre, you might know him as a street kid, but even if you played other life paths, you might sooner or later meet him, because he's operating in Haywood, which is a pretty big place with many good jobs. So if you
Okay.
want to make some cash there, you will sooner or later deal with Padre.
Philip, thank you so much for
That's
joining
dope.
us. Now, on my first playthrough, pretty sure I'm going to be picking Nomad. But for those
Nomad?
watching, we
That's
would
dope.
love to know what you'll be picking. So have a think about
That's
it
dope.
and send us a tweet. Don't forget that later in this episode, we're going to be showing you another new gameplay video and having a chat to Pavel, our
She
senior
looked
gameplay
like she wanna
designer,
explore,
about just some of the
unknown
tools of destruction
territories, if you know
from
what
the
I mean,
actual
but-
disposal in Night City. But before that, let's talk about music. Because music plays a huge part in bringing Night City to life. Now, in future episodes, we're going to talk about things like radio stations and even the original score. But today, we're going to take a look behind the scenes at how Refuse to bringing Johnny Silverhand's band, Samurai, to life.
I wouldn't write these lyrics for myself.
Copyright, yeah, I do not care.
So it's kind of interesting to get into like the mindset of who is this character and what would they write about, or what's their agenda.
I can honestly care less about the music, but
It's
if it's
interesting
good,
to
then
try to like catch a language that's his and try to catch a language that's like part of this game.
becoming samurai.
There's a reason why we're here.
It's a little music portion, so
It was Piotr maybe who was a fan of the band.
He knew Refuse and he knew my voice and he said, oh, that's a perfect voice for Johnny.
hey, let me
And
hop
they
on
wanted,
the beat.
I guess, a sound that was a bit
Hey.
contemporary from when
I'm trying
Johnny's
to rap.
supposed to have had the band, because he's sort of like
They
an
won't let me
anti-establishment
freestyle.
kind of guy.
Gonna drag a corporal rat on stage, make him
Yeah.
kneel, douse him with
You know,
gas,
I'm
then
making
light
these
him up.
guys.
So of course there are things that you can relate to, and like
Keeps
just, like,
interrupting
this
me.
outcast and this rebel that's fighting against like the corporals, and that's definitely something that's been a part of my life and a part of Refuse life.
We came out of the punk rock scene of northern Sweden.
He's like the future version of us. You know? So I think it makes sense. I think it totally makes sense for us to be here making these songs about him or for him. You know? So it's pretty cool.
I'm gonna start rapping like X, bro. Let's go.
No trills. But yeah, but like wide vibrato.
Okay.
Sort of feel, I mean,
Got them skills.
sort of intensity.
We don't have a different mode than just going all in. So we really worked on these songs, trying to make them as good as possible. But then they're not actually our songs.
It's interesting as a musician to play another musician, because that's essentially what we're doing. I mean, we're not here as Refused, we're here as Samurai. And I'm here as Johnny Silverhand, you know? So it's like the voice we're representing here is someone else.
It's been a mind fuck.
Leah Sweden. Parasite Studio. How is he sleeping through this, bro? Yeah, he woke up quick, bro. He woke up quick. He was like, bro, like, why you interrupt me from my sleep, bro? All this screaming, bro.
I mean, the shouting in itself is just like second nature to me, because I've been doing this for a very long time. But then when someone comes in and says,
I'm happy with everything except for Azza Lim. Again, it's Azza. Azza. Okay.
the shouting's great, but think of that accent, or think of that like enunciation. It's a bit weird because it's a very different way of singing when you're screaming like that, and it's hard to sort of.
How do you sing and scream at the same time? How is that possible?
Just your accent.
Oh yeah, just try it again.
So it's been a bit kind of frustrating.
I know.
It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great.
But I mean, I get it. I mean, we have to maintain the illusion that this character that's a character of the game also is me, like when I'm singing. So it makes sense. But yeah, it's a bit different to have someone telling you exactly how to enunciate things. Because I'm not used to, usually people are just like give me a thumbs up and then like, you know, you think of things like the rhythm and you think about the pitch.
Bro, it's better like that.
Things,
like,
but then someone comes
bro,
out.
if I'm making music in front of you, dog, tell me like what I like, bro, because like there's a lot of your friends, right? Or people that's like in the studio or listening to your music and they're like, oh, it sounds good, it sounds good, it sounds great, it sounds great. But they're really just going easy on you because they know, like, y'all are close. So it's like, bro, like, y'all boys need to just be honest. You feel me? Just be honest. You feel me? If I'm making music in front of you and you think it's trash, tell me it's trash. You feel me?
Like, that word sounded weird. I'm like, what? No, that's how I sing. But so it's been a very, a bit painful at times.
I feel you, bro.
But it's alright.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Loki go hard, huh?
It's a very interesting thing to be part of. As a person that's not a gamer, I don't think I fully understand the impact that this might have. If
it's gonna have a
like
big
these
impact, bro.
songs, and if people are excited, then that's gonna be great. I mean, we are spending a lot of times trying to get this right, trying to get it to sound like, you know, like Samurai would sound, you know. So it's quite interesting. It's a very different way of making music, actually.
Cyberpunk 2077, November 19th.
You can already find 3 Samurai tracks available on streaming services: Chippin' In, Never Fade Away, and The Ballad of Buck Ravers. But we're excited to announce a 4th new song called A Like Supreme, which is coming to streaming services today. That means you can check it out once the show is over. Don't forget that if you're tuning in late, or if you just want to watch anything again, we will be uploading everything to our channel soon. Next up, Pavel and I are going to introduce you to some creative ways that you can solve
Sorry, it's like
problems
lagging a
in
little
Night
bit.
City.
But all jokes aside, What is her IG? Like, can somebody like put it down in the comments for me? Cause I'm trying to hit her DMs. Yeah, I'm trying to be as open as possible. Yeah, I'm trying to hit her DMs, bro. And the color of her eyes is the color of the ocean. And yeah. So hey, I'm trying to dive in, if you know what I mean. So I'm joking.
Hey V, I have a job for you. A client of mine is making an arms deal. He needs protection. It could get hot, very hot. The gun dealers are Maelstrom. Alas, nothing ever transpires as planned.
Got the swords.
You better gear up for this.
Got the strap. What gun is that? Tsunami Nakamata. Tsunami Nakamata? Ooh. Got that power weapons. Carnage. Sorry if the quality's not good. I don't know what's going on, but smart weapons. TKI 20, Shindan. Yeah, we saw this in the intro. That's tough. That is tough. You got the katana. The thermal katana? But they got a lot of weapons, bruh. We got the cyberware. Zaniac, I mean ZZ Gang. If you're watching this video, bruh, you are wrong, bro. This homie said the game's about to be trash. It's not about to be trash. Bro, just look at this, dog. This like is badass. Get on my face with that jump, bro. This game is about to go hard, dog. Like, I don't know what you mean, bro. I don't know what you mean, bro. This game is not gonna flop, bro.
So V, are you willing?
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'm in.
Hey, me and V about to go crazy with the katana, bro. Me and V about to go crazy with the katana,
Pavel,
bro.
thank you so much for joining me. Now, there was an awful lot in that video, right? Because it's more than just guns.
Absolutely. We have
Guns,
melee
those.
weapons, we have ranged weapons, we have cyberware, we have offensive cyberware, defensive cyberware,
Okay.
armor. We could talk for hours and hours about this stuff.
I think just for today's episode, we should keep it simple and let's just talk about guns. Can you tell us the different types of guns that will be in the game?
So we have three distinct types of guns in our game. We have power weapons, we have tech weapons, and we have smart weapons. Now, power weapons are the most similar to contemporary weapons. One thing they can do, which normal weapons cannot, is ricochet bullets off of surfaces. So you can hit somebody hiding behind cover or hiding behind a wall. Now, tech weapons, on the other hand, use electromagnetic power to propel a fully metal projectile to extreme velocities. What that allows them to do is to punch through cover or punch through walls to hit somebody who's not even aware that you're there. Smart weapons...
So you can shoot through walls. You go ricochet off walls.
Use guided missile technology to actually track targets in real time. So you can hit somebody who's dodging, running away from you, or you can hit somebody who's hiding behind cover.
So Pavel,
Sure, I did see this in
Cyberpunk
another
doesn't just
gameplay.
contain FPS elements, like it's also a fully fledged RPG. So can you tell us how you guys approached introducing those RPG elements into gunplay?
So I can tell you one thing, Holly, it wasn't easy to merge those two elements together. Now, we've spent a considerable amount of time merging the RPG and FPP side of our game. what the player will experience is that V changes from a small-time mercenary to a legend in the world of Night City. V becomes more and more proficient in using weapons as the game progresses. So they will see that reload times become shorter, the accuracy of your weapons grows, you will have faster aiming time, you will move faster with your weapons. Everything becomes more in your control, and that gives you more opportunities to defeat the biggest encounters that we've designed for you.
Okay.
So I have prepared a few extra
They put a
questions
lot
for
of
you,
work
Pavel,
into
if you're
this
feeling
game,
up to it.
Of course.
Okay,
Sorry,
well,
baby,
the
to
first is going to
interrupt.
be, how do you find more weapons in Night City? Like, where will players be looking for them?
So I expect the players to look everywhere for new and exciting weapons. You can, of course, buy weapons at vendor shops, and they will house an entire catalog of weaponry that you can get. However, the best weapons that you can find will be taken from enemies or loot caches that we have everywhere in Night City. The weapons rarities range from common through uncommon up to rare and then legendary.
Oh,
and
so
as
it's
they
like
go
that.
in rarity, they actually climb in power. However, legendary weapons are very specific in such a way that they possess unique abilities that you will find on no other weapons in the game.
That's
the players will actually need to make some tough choices to find some legendary weapons.
That homing
because
shotgun,
maybe
bro?
they need
Oh
to
my
choose
gosh.
whether to kill a person who holds the legendary weapons that they want, or to spare them because they like them as a character.
So next question, let's talk about weapon modifications. What mods can people give to their weapons in Night City?
So we have two types of modifications in the game. One of them would be modifications that we call attachments. So these would be scopes and silencers, and you can see them actually being attached to your weapon as you're playing the game. They give you statistics advantage, and they give you more opportunities in gameplay. The other part of mods would be software mods. Now these are basically small chips that you install in your weapon, and they actually change the statistics of the gun. They can give you damage, they can give you accuracy, or they can give you more fire rate. Some of those mods actually change the gunplay on a more fundamental level, so they can give you non-lethal rounds, biochemical rounds, to tear through that armor even faster.
So I suppose my
got
final
biochemical
question,
rounds,
why
bruh?
don't you tell us about your favourite weapon then? Which is your favourite weapon so far in Night City?
Oh, there are so many weapons that it's hard to choose just one.
I know, there's
but
a
I
lot
can
of
mention
weapons.
some manufacturers with their weapons that I absolutely adore. The first manufacturer would be Tsunami Defense Systems, who produces the sniper rifle Nekomata. That's a tech sniper rifle. That means that it can pierce through walls. So it can actually hit somebody who's hiding behind cover or who doesn't even know you're there. Of course, I also like a close quarters approach. And what that needs is a shotgun. One of the shotguns
like
that we have in the
shotguns,
game
bro.
is Budget Arms
I'm not sure
Carnage.
if it's just me,
Now,
I don't
that
like
thing
shotguns.
is cast from pure steel, and it weighs a ton. However, you can cut a person clean in half with it.
That's
Another
tough,
shotgun
though.
that I
That's
absolutely
tough.
love, it's for a more refined approach, I would say, is a smart shotgun, Kangtao Zhuo. That thing has 8
Kangtao
barrels,
Zhuo?
and
What
that
did you
means
say?
it can track 8 targets independently. Now, killing an entire room was never simpler.
Pavel, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
I'm actually pretty interested to see what kind of weapons people discover when they play Cyberpunk for themselves. Before we end episode 2, this is a reminder that those who wish to dive deeper into the lore can now pick up The World of Cyberpunk 2077. This is a brand new book created in collaboration with Dark Horse Books that will give you an extensive look at what makes Night City tick before jumping into the game this November. That is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't
No
forget
problem,
that if
beautiful.
you've missed anything or if you just want to watch again, we will be uploading everything to our channels shortly. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be back with Night City Wire Episode 3 soon.
Bro, she got some blue eyes, bro. Damn, bro. Damn, bro. That was pretty dope. This video is 30 minutes, 0.07 seconds long. That's a long video. But guys, thank you guys for watching the video. How y'all feel, right, bro? They show the guns, they show the the freaking paths you could take, and then they show the music. Like, are y'all digging this game? Like, I'm digging it. Like, it looks way better. It looks like they've been doing a lot of work on this game. They have hella weapons, bro. Bro, they got katanas, bro. They got shotguns. They got homing missiles. They got freaking snipers. They got assault rifles, bro. They got burst weapons, bro. They got literally every futuristic gun you could hope to ever see in your life, and that's pretty dope. I'm messing with that like heavy. I will be picking up this game. How y'all feeling about this episode? This episode was pretty dope. So guys, thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Deuces.